seen that before, had another look at it, and I did, and the more I sort of read, the more interested I became, and that's when I called you. So I think I called 2 or 3 times before I actually decided to go ahead, and that's only because I had had some exposure to, M-Corp and looked at a few other things, and I hadn't really gained much from it. So at that stage, I wasn't really wanting to commit to something else unless there was, I know you can never guarantee results, but unless there was a high possibility that, I could actually achieve something with the next company that I decided to go with. And I was pretty happy with the free DVD, I think, is really, really good. I think the quality is fantastic. I think that there's enough on there for people to go away and at least start doing a bit of research on what's said and potentially start using the strategy straight away. So that's what I liked, because the information was very real and it was almost like they were giving away a free secret, you know what I mean? Sometimes you have to buy a whole bunch of stuff before you can actually get a formula of what to do, and I just thought the free DVD offered that straight away. So it just felt like, here's a taste, but we're actually giving you something that you can actually utilise straight away. It's not as though we're saving everything for after you pay out your money. So that's one of the things that I liked about the DVD, that they actually did give you something tangible to go on. Yeah. So I thought the free DVD was pretty good. I was really impressed with that. I've rewatched that probably 10 times. So it's pretty good. So definitely pretty good. And for someone like myself who didn't know anything at all, shares is something that I never ever would have contemplated doing, just because, you do hear about shares going up and down and you can make losses and whatever else. I mean, I know that you can make profits, but I always thought unless you really sort of knew what you're doing, it was very risky. And I guess after having watched that, I immediately felt comfortable going with shares. And while I always thought I was property, after watching that DVD, I actually thought straight away I'd actually go shares over property. So I think the way that it was explained was very simple, and for someone like me who had no knowledge of it, I just think that it was explained really, really well, to the point where I felt comfortable enough to rewatch it a few times and go, yeah, I feel comfortable doing that. So
I think we were the same. We were into property, like property, blah, blah, blah. Never really looked at shares, did we? Like, we saw the newspapers, we were like, $1 billion lost, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then we actually watched that, and when I remember watching it, and I saw my dad was watching it first, and he said, check out this share thing. And I saw it was shares, and I was like, no, shares are risky. He's like, no, just sit down and listen to it. And actually, it makes sense. And then I did, and I was like, okay, this does actually make sense. And it's a lot more lucrative than property. It's a lot easier to do, it's a lot quicker to do, and you get high returns.
And cash flow. Like cash flow in property can sometimes be limited. Not always, but can be difficult, whereas shares is just so easy.
That's what got me, that I think if you see results within a shorter time frame, you kind of know that it's working and it makes you keep going. Whereas, and that's what I liked about the share strategies, that it kind of gave you an indication that you could realistically start making money quite quickly.
Yep.
So that for me would then give me a platform to then look at property. So that's what I liked about
or integrating the two together.
Yeah.
Like having properties for capital growth, and then using, say, share renting for cash flow.